Let's get to BlackRock. I'm joking because Larry is someone who is just so enjoyable to talk to and so smart. They posted an earnings beat, record assets under management. When I say record assets under management, I mean they are taking a lot of money. We mentioned that people are de-risking, which is incredible. Larry Fink, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, guys.
I felt that of your quarters, this is the one I felt most optimistic and lifting because it's very clear you favor growth. It's very clear that the acquisition, by the way, which I wish you would let individuals in, Global Industrial Park. I tried to get into it, and they said no, and I didn't want to call you and say I went in. But you are someone who I believe that growth could get us out of this jam in this country.
Well, growth is probably the most important component for all countries in the world today. I spoke at the G7 recently. I did an editorial. We need to find ways of growth, especially in front of an election right now. Both candidates need to talk about growth, need to find ways of creating optimism and creating opportunities for growth. Growth is not going to come from tax cuts. That's too short term. Growth is not going to come from tax increases. We need to be building America. We need to be reducing the extensive process of permitting. We have an infrastructure boom that is necessary, whether it is for digitization, decarbonization. We are blessed by having energy efficiency here in this country, and we can do so much as a country right now, but we're inhibited by our controls, and we need to be growing out of this. And this is my message, not just to the U.S., but to every country right now. We have rising deficits. No one is spending enough time talking about deficits. The U.S. deficits are the largest in the world, growing at the fastest rate in the world. And we need to be finding ways of minimizing the role of the deficits on the economy, on interest rates, on inflation. And so we need to grow. And if we can't grow out of this, these deficits are going to be becoming a big burden. And we're going to be really putting on the backs of our children, our grandchildren, a real burden of these massive, massive spends that we can't afford.
I think it's important to point out you did not say one candidate is more pro-spend than another.
It's all pro-spend.
Right. But I do think it's important also that President Trump has been adamant that there's been way too much regulation under President Biden. So I have to believe that you would say that the business would be unfettered. And if they're unfettered, that could help the growth, which would therefore lower the deficit.
We need unfettered businesses right now. We need growth. And we're going to get growth from the private sector. We can't rely on public deficits anymore. The public deficits are just growing too fast as a percent of GDP. As a perspective, our deficits were only $8 trillion in 2020. They're going to be at $26 trillion, $36 trillion. We grew our deficits more than $1 trillion a year over the last 24 years. This is unheard of. It is at an unsustainable level. Yet we have the most dynamic capitalistic system in the world. We have great companies. We have great ingenuity, great technology. Let it unbound, let it go, create great jobs, create opportunities, and we'll have a rising equity market that will really fuel this opportunity.
Is that a playbook that you think a President Trump would deliver? And what are your thoughts about what happened over the weekend?
I believe both political candidates need to be playing that playbook. So let's start there. And what happened this weekend is a tragedy. It is a statement of America today, though. We need to create hope. All of us have a responsibility. Every political candidate, every leader, every pastor, minister, rabbi, we all have a responsibility of bringing our community together to bring hope. And that's what we are here for, to bring hope, to provide a better future.
You came on a couple of quarters ago, and we talked about how American policy gets processed versus, say, Europe's. And your point then was, yeah, our conversations are often loud and messy, but we get it done.
Absolutely.
Is this weekend a threat to that?
No, by no means. This week is a look at this weekend is a wake-up call to the rising hatred. At the same time, it's a wake-up call that we must change, and I think that wake-up call allows us to change. We need a fair and just system. So let's be clear. We need to have ways of having conversations about opportunity. There's too much conversation about the negatives. We need to have conversations about the opportunity and the positives. And we need to inform more people that there's real opportunity ahead. But we need to be helping people who are struggling in this path. But I travel the world. I've traveled the world the last few months. There is no more opportunity here in the United States than any other place in the world. And I say that with pride, and I say that with a sheer strength in my conviction that we are a place of growth. And I believe that is going to be the opportunity for companies like BlackRock to show that and to prove that and to provide that. You know, we announced LifePath Paycheck to give more hope for retirement. We're about to close our GIP transaction right now, and so we believe the opportunity for infrastructure investing to invest, to create new job, better job, bigger job. We have that opportunity. At BlackRock, we had an amazing quarter where we had the biggest quarter in our history of $150 billion of flows in ETFs. No other quarter ever, $150 billion of flows. And so we're in a position now of having these conversations, whether it's the conversations that we're having related to ETFs or what we're having through infrastructure or in Rick Reader's funds or what we're doing in AI and investing in our quantitative systematic equity teams. We've had great performance. The last quarter we had 12% revenue, 12% operating income growth. We had 160 basis points in margin increase, which tells you we have $2 trillion more in assets today than we did a year ago, and the same amount of employees. Okay, $2 trillion more in assets, the same amount of employees. That is technology at work.